Hey guys, sorry I'm out today, but we're going to continue on with our lessons. So first off, let's do a review of law of cosines. So we did law of cosines yesterday, and you use this when you have three sides, one angle. So let's do a problem here where we have a triangle, and the triangle sides are 30, 35, and 45. And let's find the smallest angle. So yesterday we did the largest angle, so let's find the smallest angle nearest degree. So first off, we have to identify the smallest side. Now, here's the smallest side. So this is the small side. So it's across this angle here. And I have no markings on this triangle. So I'm going to call this A because my formula is given to me as ABCs and A over here. So, and that's the one they give me. I can modify them, but it'd be just easier to use what they got. So it's A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A. And remember, the front and the back must match up. And now if this is A, this would be little a, little b, little c. So what you're going to do now is plug in all the values. And this is what we call what I call a 1, 2, 3 problem. You cannot type this in directly into your calculator. It will not work. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it in 3 parts. Okay, because I'm looking for this angle. This is a 1, 2, 3. One part, these two together, these three together. 1, 2, 3. Punch these in your calculator, see what you get. And hopefully these are your values. And we're going to solve this now. So this one's going to move over here. We're going to subtract it over. Divide by this one. And so I'm going to get cosine A equals, punch it in your calculator, so you should have 74603, bunch of decimals. Second cosine answer, and you should get 41 and change, 41.75, and round to the nearest degree is 42. So that's what we did yesterday. But what if you don't have information? What if you don't have information for 3 sides, 1 angle? So if you have information for 2 sides and 2 angles, it's a different formula, and it's called law of sines. And this is today's lesson. This formula is on the formula sheet, and the formula is A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. That's the formula. It's on your formula sheet, right hand side. Now, what you need to know, you never use all 3 parts at one time. what you're going to do is we're going to set up a ratio of just two parts, like the A's and the B's, or the A's and the C's, B's, C's, doesn't matter. So we're going to set up a ratio. We're going to cross multiply. It's pretty much our steps. And we're going to solve. So these are our steps. Now, if you have different letters, it doesn't matter, right? So I could do D over sine D equals E over sine. It doesn't matter what letter you use. F. DEF is another popular one. But it doesn't matter what we use. So we're just going to set them up. So let's try a problem. So here's question number 1. Now the directions are going to be find x nearest tenth. All right, so let me just draw a triangle here for you. And call this ABC. Let's call this 30 degrees. This side is a 10. That's 50. And this is the x value. So now this is not law of cosines because I don't have 3 sides. I'm not talking about 3 sides. I'm only talking about 2 sides. And I'm talking about 2 angles. It's a law of sines. So what information do I have? So you got to think about this crisscross. I got this one and I got this one. I got A's and B's. So I'm going to use the formula A over sine A equals B over sine B. I'm not going to talk about C because I have no information for it. So it's not really bothering me at this moment. We're going to plug in now. So we're going to plug in our values. And what we're going to do now is we're going to crisscross multiply. Crisscross multiply. So it'll be 10 sine 50 equals x sine 30. Divide by sine 30 because I want the x by itself. And this is what goes in the calculator one shot right here, this part. Now when you type it in your calculator, make sure you close the parentheses. Let's try that. And make sure you're in degree mode. So it'll be 10 sine 50, close parentheses, divide by sine 30. Hit enter, and I get 15.32 bunch of decimals, let's say 0.9, round to the nearest tenth, there. So the answer is 15.3. Let's try it again. What if the angles are not opposite to where you want them to be? All right, they don't line up. All right, so let's take a look at a picture here. This will be question 2. Once again, nearest tenth. I have x, and this angle here is 50. This angle up here is 70, and they give me this number down here is 6. Now, I'm supposed to do crisscross multiply, right? I'm supposed to go like this. Crisscross, and I'm not even going to use that 50, but I'm missing this angle. And some of you are probably thinking, oh yeah, a triangle equals 180 degrees. So what you're going to do is you're going to find that missing angle. So you work it out and you get this angle here is 60. Now I'm ready to go. So it's going to be side over angle, sine angle, side over the sine angle. So this one's going to be x over crisscross sine 60 equals 6 over sine 70. Punch it in your calculator and see what you get. And I come up with 5.529. And to the nearest tenth, 5.5. Let's try it again. Let's find the angle. Find the angle nearest degree. So this will be question number 3. I'll give you a drawing. So this will be 10. This is the x. This is 7. This angle here is 35. So when we do these, you got to think crisscross. This. And so it's, now this is the angle now. So it's going to be 10 over sine x. Now the angle is the variable. Equals 7 over sine 35. Now it's very similar. Crisscross multiply. You're going to solve for sine x this time, and then we're going to do second sine to get the angle. So let's try it. So I get the decimal 0.819. Couple of decimals, 8194. So now you just go second sine, second answer. Punch that whole thing in the calculator. Don't round it. Punch it all in first. That's why we use the answer key. And we get nearest degree, 55 degrees. So what about that warm-up question we started with today? All right, so we had a warm-up question. Okay, so here, let's go back to that warm-up question. So this will be question number 4. Okay, so this was our warm-up. Or do now, however you want to call it. So this was our problem. So 30, 35, 45, and this was 42. Okay, that's what we found earlier. So we found the small angle. And now let's find all the other angles. Now, you could do the law of cosines a couple of times, but that's a lot of work, so I'm not going to do it. So the law of sines is easier. So now let's think about this. So let's just work our way around it. So let's find this one down here first. So I'm just going to set this up. So I'll call this x, 35. I know this one is 30, and I already found this 42. So I set it up to be a crisscross already. And whatever letters you want to use, A, B, C, it doesn't matter. So it's going to be side over the sine, side over the sine. So this one's going to be 30 over sine 42 equals 35 over sine x. So why don't you try that? Crisscross multiply. Once you get the sine, second sine, get the angle. So crisscross multiply, I get sine x equals 0.78065, bunch of decimals. Second sign answer. Equals rounded 51 degrees. So now I have 2. Now, I could do it again. But the only problem is I've been rounding my degrees, so my answer won't even work if I do law of sines again. The numbers are too big because I rounded. Like I rounded this one up, I rounded the other one up. So, but we know something else. Remember, triangle equals 180. So I have 42, 51. They want me to find a third one. Subtract from the up top. So we get our answer is 87. These are the 3 angles. To the nearest degree. If you want to be more accurate, you should have kept a couple decimals or do the law of cosines. It'll be more accurate. So that's pretty much law of sines. We'll be doing more tomorrow, and actually you have a couple questions for homework or work on now. So thanks. See you tomorrow.